The controversy surrounding Shadore Sanders and the Cleveland Browns has snowballed into one of the most heated debates of the NFL season. What began as whispers about a young quarterback being not ready has now erupted into a full-blown storm, with former players, analysts, and fans calling out the franchise for what they see as an unjust refusal to give Sanders his shot. The Browns insist that their decision is rooted in patience and development, but many aren't buying it. Instead, they see a troubling pattern of excuses, a system designed to protect the status quo, and perhaps something even more unsettling, an undercurrent of racial bias that continues to haunt the league. For weeks, the Browns have clung to the same line: rookies like Sanders just aren't ready. It's a convenient shield, one that head coach Kevin Stefanski has leaned on heavily, even as his team's offense sputters and struggles. But as commentator G. Bush so bluntly put it, this isn't about readiness at all. It's about fear. "Prove to me you can't do it," Bush challenged, tearing down the idea that these young quarterbacks are too fragile to take the field. His words cut to the core of the issue. Sanders has shown enough in preseason action to earn at least a chance, yet he remains sidelined, watching as veterans falter week after week. The argument that rookies must be coddled and hidden until some undefined moment of readiness has never sat well with players or fans. But in Sanders' case, the resistance feels particularly glaring. Legendary running back Eric Dickerson has now gone on record, suggesting this isn't just football politics. It's something deeper. In his powerful interview, Dickerson made it clear, Shadore Sanders is not being held back because of his skill set. He's being held back because of who he is, because of the weight that comes with being the son of Deion Sanders, and because of the color of his skin. Dickerson didn't mince words when he said black players are often judged differently, punished more harshly, and overlooked despite proving themselves. For him, this situation isn't about a rookie not being ready. It's about a system intent on reminding influential black figures that they aren't untouchable. The critique didn't stop there. Dan Orlovsky joined the chorus, publicly blasting Stefanski for what he called a lack of transparency and accountability. Orlovsky reminded fans that Sanders had already shown poise under pressure, accuracy in tight windows, and the composure to handle NFL-level defenses during preseason. To say he's not ready, Orlovsky argued, is a flimsy excuse that doesn't line up with the evidence. If the Browns truly believe Sanders isn't prepared, then they owe the fans proof, not platitudes. Instead, they've offered nothing but silence while sticking stubbornly to veterans who have failed to deliver. The optics only worsen when you consider the Browns' recent history. Their organization has long been accused of dysfunction, of mishandling talent, and of prioritizing short-term stability over long-term vision. Sanders' continued absence fits that pattern all too well. With the Browns barely scraping by thanks to their defense, Stefanski's refusal to make a change feels less like strategy and more like stubborn self-preservation. Insiders whisper that his job security is already on the line, and if the offense doesn't turn around soon, he may not last the season. And yet, instead of taking the bold swing by unleashing Sanders, Stefanski clings to his veteran quarterback as though admitting failure would cost him everything. Meanwhile, the situation is boiling over outside Cleveland. Rumors swirl of teams like the Miami Dolphins showing serious interest in acquiring Sanders, a signal that his value is being recognized elsewhere even as the Browns hold him back. Trading him now would be a tacit admission that they never believed in him, no matter what they claim in press conferences. And that possibility has fans livid. As one analyst put it, if the Browns trade Sanders, they aren't just moving a player, they're making a statement that they're unwilling to change, unwilling to risk, and unwilling to face the uncomfortable truths about their decision-making. The racial undertones, too, cannot be ignored. Dickerson's comments struck a nerve because they echoed what so many players of color have quietly felt for decades: that black quarterbacks have to be twice as good, twice as polished, and twice as patient, just to earn the opportunities that white quarterbacks often receive by default. Sanders' case has become a flashpoint for this larger conversation. Is he being held to a different standard? Are the Browns afraid that putting him on the field and watching him succeed would expose their veterans and embarrass the system that props them up? These are not easy questions, but they are necessary ones. And the longer Sanders remains benched, the louder they will become. Even as Browns offensive coordinator Bill Musgrave tried to ease the tension by assuring fans that Sanders is developing behind the scenes, his words rang hollow. Musgrave painted a picture of patience, of careful grooming, of ensuring Sanders is fully prepared when his moment arrives. But for many, that explanation feels like another way of saying, we'll play him when it's safe. And safe, in this context, looks more like protecting egos and reputations than nurturing talent. The Browns are running out of time. Their defense can't carry them forever, and every lackluster outing from Joe Flacco only sharpens the criticism. The demand for change is swelling from fans, media, and even within the locker room. If Sanders isn't given his chance soon, the Browns risk not only losing their season, but permanently damaging their credibility. And if they trade him away to a team willing to take the risk, the fallout could be catastrophic, especially if Sanders flourishes elsewhere. This controversy has become about more than just one quarterback's readiness. It has become a referendum on how the NFL values young talent, how organizations protect their fragile reputations, and how systemic bias still plays a role in who gets their shot. The Browns are at the center of that storm, and every decision they make from here will shape not only their future, but the narrative surrounding the league itself. The question now is simple. How much longer can they keep hiding behind excuses? Fans have seen enough. Sanders has shown enough, and the patience is gone. The Browns must decide whether to trust their young quarterback or face the consequences of being the team that let fear, pride, and bias dictate their future. What do you think? Is Shadore Sanders being unfairly held back, or are the Browns right to keep waiting? Do you see this as football politics, organizational dysfunction, or something far more systemic? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like this video, share it with others, and subscribe for more deep dives into the stories the mainstream sports media doesn't want to tell.